things ever.
I
It's in your psyche. When you go to New England, it's East Coast travel. You know?
I don't think I
Wait till you go to Jacksonville.
You know, we're a cold weather team. We're not used to playing in San Diego.
What are domes?
In November.
What are domes?
These are good. These are good, solid analytical points. Good job, guys. Good job. Welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. I'm here with a couple of assholes who are just kind of ripping me up here, but we were with most of the Game Day crew. Ramon couldn't make it tonight, but DST.
What's up?
Brett Finnegan.
Howdy.
Howdy. So I'm Mike Glass. We've got
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to see you, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, or meet you, or whatever. We've got some good news out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
And a nice win to celebrate. Maybe some sadness down in Houston, but there might be a little bit more to talk about outside of Ohio State in the world of college football. And you probably know what we're talking about. So I'd say we get into the happy stuff first.
Yeah.
Happy stuff first.
Yeah, happy stuff.
Let's do it.
We can't make the whole tile, okay?
We do. Wait.
Then you can superimpose.
Wait, but I got to be the eye. There you go. Hey,
How about them Buckeyes?
How about it? All right, so we look good against the Hoosiers, and unfortunately, we look good against their football team and their basketball school. But still,
yeah.
we won the game, and overall, let me just throw this out there in the beginning.
Throw it.
It was a weak team that we played, and we didn't destroy them like we'd like to. But we did win the game, and I gotta say, there's probably more grounds for positive talk here than negative. So, that said, what do you got to say about the Buckeyes, Dale?
I mean, I really think that they've turned it around. You know, that they know what they're capable of doing now, and they're going to focus on their strengths, and that's the run game, and they're only going to pass when they need to, which is pretty much on third down if it's, more than 10 yards.
Right.
So, we got a three-headed backfield right now with Hyde and Heron and Miller. You know, it was 100 yards from all three of those guys, 4 touchdowns between them on the ground. So we're just a ground and pound football team. We're going to grind you down. I would have seen us. I thought we would have controlled the time of possession a little bit more. We split it almost 30-30 even, but for how much we were running the ball. But our defense stepped up and made 1 or 2 plays when they needed to get us back out on the field. And man, we looked like we had it. I like it.
Yeah,
but I'm seeing 3 in a row now too.
I mean, as you mentioned, that they kind of stepped up and made some big plays defensively. Weren't you kind of feeling that game was slipping away as the Hoosiers had the ball, and they're going down the field, and then the interception?
Yeah, and that was great. What a play!
It really was, and that's where my stomach started kind of getting that little nauseous feeling you get where it's like, oh no, we can't do this. Not after beating the Badgers.
Yep.
Not after this
like
good
that.
vibe we've got, and we're gonna lose the Hoosiers. No. So anyway, that's very cool. You mentioned that we've got the sort of the wide backfield now. It's not just that we're handing the ball off a lot. It's very even. We're distributing the ball quite evenly. 14 carries for Heron. 15 carries for Hyde, 14 carries for Miller.
Yep.
So, what more can you ask for as far as spreading the ball around? And almost identical carry counts for them, almost identical yards for Miller and Hyde, 105, and then 141 for Heron. So that's quite impressive, and I like to see that. So if we're not going to throw the ball, at least we're putting it in the hands of multiple different people. You got to plan for that. You got to think about that, and that's something that really sort of becomes a whole different dynamic that teams have to really kind of put their head around when they're coming into this game against us.
Absolutely, and I think they're in a position to make a pretty good run here right now. I think the Big Ten is pretty much wide open, aside from what we talked about last week, and how Penn State is sitting up there at 5-0. But they got major distractions going on right now, so it's open, and we're a hot football team right now, and that's all you need to win. So we got Purdue, Penn State, and then Michigan, and none of those teams are notorious for stopping the run this year, and so. can't really look at anybody to try to put us in checkmate for our game plan. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. I think we have a chance to win out here. What do we think, Brett?
Absolutely, and Brett, we came into this game two in a row, and this makes it three straight games. Are you seeing a solid team now that maybe is a little bit different from the beginning of the season, or are we just getting...
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, guys.
All right, I like it.
I am liking now what I see out of Braxton Miller. I really am. I like how he stays in the pocket, and then he doesn't have the pass because it's more or less a run, but we know it's a run play. But he stays in that poised pocket, and then he takes off. Like it's a great play for him. I mean, welcome back, Boom Heron. He's getting more and more yardage every game.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a big help for us. I mean, can't put Hyde aside either. I mean, he carried pretty much all of us in the beginning of the season until Boom game came back, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. 6-3. I mean, that's bowl eligible right now, and we're going for that Big Ten right now. And as Dale said, Penn State's got a lot of distractions right now, and I don't really see them coming out of this at all. But it's going to be really tied down to the wire. And I like to see what about the Buckeyes. I like how we're mostly doing the running, and Braxton Miller's got to work on his passing. But hell, if it's working, keep going for it.
Yeah, you're making it. Watching the game. The first quarter, I think we were down like 10-7, I think, at the end of the first quarter. Did you kind of feel some sort of anxiety there? I mean,
I'm not going to lie, I did. I was
right.
like 10-7,
yeah.
What, 0-8, 0
because
Indiana team or something like that, 0-6 or
yeah, I think.
they haven't won a game.
Actually,
how about that?
I think they've literally lost like 5 straight or something like that. They're 1-9 team right now. They're 0-6 in the division. So
just to see that 10-7 Hoosiers up, I'm just like, guys, we're better than this. This is an Indiana team where you stated earlier this is a basketball school. They're not really known for the football, and they I mean. After that, I mean, it was just run after run, and we got to get in the yardage, and
They couldn't stop us at all.
In our way, yes. In our way is a team in Pennsylvania, Penn State. So, we're going to be chasing them.
Right.
And Dale, as you said earlier,
oh man, they're probably gonna be chasing little boys. So,
and I think we're all agreeing on, I think Penn State's gonna have a lot more distractions, especially if Joe Pa is gone this week. I mean, that's just gonna be a dagger through the heart. I think it's gonna be the football team just so much distraught. Like it really is going to be like so depressing at Penn State. It's just going to be.
Do you think it's possible though that maybe they love this coach because he's not the one that was raping 10-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they love this coach and they're thinking like they're going to come out inspired. They want to perform and they want to show up. They want to show up. It's senior day too, isn't it for them this week? I think, or next week.
What's that?
I don't think they know what day it is.
Yeah,
it is in Penn State right now.
I think it's going to come to the point where it's going to be a disbelief among their players that, the guy. I mean, Penn State looks at Joe Pa as a pope. They do, big time. Yeah. And for this to happen, that's against alumni. That's against current students that are going there, against the football team. They look at this guy as a pope, as somebody to believe in, as somebody that they kind of want to get that knowledge of football. I mean, that's what they want to learn from, and for something like this to happen, it's gonna mess with their minds big time.
Well, and I think it's important to sort of like lay the groundwork and talk about what this is, what's going on in Penn State.
It's almost hard to even say it.
It really is, and I'm not going to go into much detail. If you want more detail, you can find it on the internet. But basically, somebody high up, this guy Sandusky in the administration, there was not selling memorabilia for tattoos,
right?
Not trying to pay off players or anything like that. He was raping children, raping young boys
on Penn State property, in the Penn State locker room, in the shower,
since 1998.
That's it. He was a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and he started this Boys and Girls Club, which is called
Second Line, I think.
Second Mile.
Second Mile,
okay.
which is to give underprivileged children, just a second chance at life, or be it through athletics or any other facets. But I mean, to bring in kids who are hoping to learn from you and then sexually assault them. I mean, it's like the biggest. I can't even think of the words. I mean, this guy, he adopted children. This guy had adopted kids in his home, and there's things that he'll never get caught for. The skeletons in his closet that probably really do exist, but karma's a motherfucker, man, and it's coming back on this guy. And I think there's been 11 reports of children so far, and that's just the iceberg. I mean, it's almost like a child molestation ring. I mean, it's been going on for over a decade. And when Joe Paterno found out, he went to his superior, and he told what he knew, but that was about it. And he didn't push on it or follow up on it. And you're Joe Paterno. You're a national icon.
And what did he know? That one of his students basically came to him and said that they saw this happening.
Right.
So it's one thing if you hear some things and you think, well, he's somebody up in a high place, he's an easy target, somebody's trying to extort money out of him, and you want to protect him. But when somebody that has absolutely nothing to gain comes to you and says, I saw some stuff.
Right.
I think that you're Joe Paterno.
Yeah.
You've got a name, you've got a reputation, you've got prestige, and Dale, you'd actually said this, pre-show that. It's different when you're somebody of that level.
Absolutely.
And you have that sort of a media spotlight. If you're an underling, if you're at a job and you're just a line employee and you see something go on, it probably is your job to report it to your superiors.
And then let them handle it.
And if nothing gets done, maybe talk to them again and say, hey. But when you're somebody in authority,
the longest tenured NCAA football coach.
Yeah. And you've got to say, maybe at first you just take it to your superiors. When nothing happens immediately, like in 2 days, that guy's being questioned by the cops are in there questioning you.
Right.
When that doesn't happen, you go to them again and say, if you don't do something, I am going to do something. Yeah, so I have no problem with the chain of command. I have a problem with your personal commitment to humanity, not sort of rising to the level.